So the first thing we're making this week in meal prep is these egg muffin sandwiches. They're gonna have eggs, Canadian bacon, and some cheese. So yeah, first of all, you want to get your eggs mixed up with your cottage cheese and your salt and pepper and your egg whites, so we can get those in the oven so they can start cooking while we're doing our other meal prep. Just make sure that you use some non-stick cooking spray before you put your eggs in. That way they'll come out super easy. So I put mine in the oven for 15 minutes on a timer at 350. And when I went to check them, they actually needed about 10 more minutes. So I would say probably 20 to 25 minutes for them to be ready. Alright, so the next step is going to be dicing up all of your bell peppers for your taco mac and cheese. I used 2 yellow and 2 red. You can use any colors that you want. I just like these, and also these were on sale. Also, a good little tip whenever you're food prepping or chopping a lot of stuff is to have a bowl to kind of put like your scraps in. That way you don't have to keep running to the garbage can. It just keeps everything a little bit quicker and easier. So now it's time to saute our onions and bell peppers. I'm just using a little bit of olive oil. You can do non-stick cooking spray, avocado oil, whatever you want to do. So once your vegetables are pretty soft and cooked down, go ahead and take them out of the pan, and we're going to put our ground beef in this pan to brown it up. just making my homemade taco seasoning. You can definitely use store-bought in a packet, make your own, do whatever you want. This is just the one that I typically use for tacos or anything Mexican. It's really good and it's not as salty as the store-bought stuff, so I like to make my own and control the salt level. Alright, so once your ground beef is all cooked through, go ahead and add your peppers and onions back into the mix and stir it up. Next, you're just going to add in all your seasonings, your taco seasoning, or whatever else you would like to add. I also realized that I forgot to add in some garlic earlier, so I'm adding in about 3 cloves of garlic to the mixture. Right, so next you want to go ahead and drain your noodles just whenever they're cooked. I did, I think, 9 minutes according to the box. Just follow the box directions. Once they're drained, go ahead and add them into the big pot that you boiled them in and add your meat and vegetable mixture. Okay, now it's time to add all of your cheeses. So here's about half a cup of shredded Mexican cheese. And then you want to add in a few tablespoons of nutritional yeast. And also you're going to add in your milk and your blended low-fat cottage cheese. So once you've mixed everything together, go ahead and give it a taste and make sure it doesn't need any more salt or pepper or taco seasoning. Just make sure it kind of tastes how you're wanting it to. Also, if it's a little thick, you can add a little bit more milk or a little less, It just kind of depends on how much of all the other ingredients that you add. Alright, so now that our eggs are done and out of the oven and cooled down a little bit, I'm going to go ahead and start layering my sandwiches together. I just put these on a baking sheet and toasted them up for probably 5 to 10 minutes until they were a little bit crispy. And then you just take your egg patty, you lay on your cheese and your Canadian bacon. Go ahead and wrap them up in aluminum foil, and then they'll go straight into the freezer. These sandwiches are super easy and also super delicious. Once you pull them out of the freezer, whenever you're ready to eat them, just unwrap them from the aluminum foil, Put them on a plate and pop them in the microwave for about 2 minutes or so. You can also reheat them in the air fryer. It just takes a little bit longer, but I think they taste really good out of the microwave. Alright, so here's what we have so far. I've got my 6 breakfast sandwiches all packaged and ready to go in the freezer. And I've got 5 Tupperware containers of the taco mac and cheese. And now it's time to get started on the pesto chicken salad. This chicken salad is literally so easy and so tasty. All it is shredded chicken, non-fat, plain Greek yogurt, and pesto. Add salt and pepper. You can eat this on salads, on sandwiches, in wraps, with crackers. Like, it is so easy. Lasts in the fridge all week. Highly recommend you try this recipe. So this is how I served mine up, just on a protein tortilla from Aldi with lettuce and tomato, and it was such a quick, easy lunch. Next, we're going to start on our turkey burgers. This was for lunch prep, but we actually ended up eating it for dinner because I was just tired of cooking. So for the turkey burgers, you can really season this however you want to. Typically I use onion powder, garlic powder, some red pepper flakes, some paprika, salt and pepper. Just make sure that you add the Dijon mustard. It really does give it a good flavor and helps it hold together. So once you have your turkey mixture all together, you can go ahead and start forming this into 4 patties. Since this was a pound, you can do 4 4-ounce patties. So for our veggie on the side, we decided to do some zucchini. I like to slice mine long ways in half and then in little like half moon shapes. It helps it gets kind of crispy and brown in the pan. I do it with olive oil, salt and pepper, I think garlic and onion. And at the end, whenever it's cooked, I always like to squeeze on some lemon and some nutritional yeast. It has the best flavor. It's bright and it's kind of cheesy. I love it. So now it's time to cook our turkey burgers. I turn my pan on like medium high and I spray it with a little nonstick spray. And I let the first side brown, and then I flip it and let it brown for another minute or so. And then I stick it in the 350-degree oven to cook all the way through. You can leave these on the stove the entire time. I just like to stick them in the oven. It helps them stay a little bit more juicy and it doesn't dry them out as much. And then on the side, we've got our zucchini. I just put on some olive oil, salt and pepper, and the Trader Joe's Green Goddess seasoning. the zucchini is done, so I'm adding on some lemon juice and also a little bit of the nutritional yeast. Alright, so here is our final product. I've got a bed of lettuce that I'm adding some tomato to, and I'm just going to put my turkey burger right on top. I topped mine with a little bit of provolone cheese. Typically I would add some avocado, but we didn't have any, so it was just the lettuce and tomato tonight.